Welcome back to Daily Tate Updates. Today we've got some new beef in store for you. Tristan finally ends up replying to the hate Sean Strickland threw on Andrew Tate. In a fairly recent appearance on a podcast, Sean Strickland started to grill the brothers and threw a lot of shade on Andrew specifically. For those of you who have no idea about the UFC and the fight scene, let us bring you up to speed with who Sean Strickland actually is. He is the current middleweight champion in the UFC, recently defeating the people's favorite Israel Adesanya. Aggressive in his fights and with his words, he didn't let his hate for the Tate brothers take over. He really didn't hold back any punches, called him everything from a con artist to a whore.
You know, you grow up watching two chicks go down on each other, and all of a sudden you see it in the wild. You see two girls in the wild, and you're like, man.
Sean really messed with the bee's nest, and naturally Tristan came out swinging as well.
What? One, you're a fucking hypocrite. Let me explain why that guy's a hypocrite. When you run any type of entertainment business, whether it be a Twitch streaming agency, a Rumble streaming agency, a Kick streaming agency, a webcam streaming agency, or whether you're a boxer or a fighter, you are leaving the door open for some people to completely abuse vices in your name, and you have nothing that you can do about it. When you run a webcam studio, there are people who will visit the girls and talk to them in a very healthy way, spend $50 on a weekend, and exit. And then you get addicts who are uncontrollable, who will throw all their money at webcam models until they're destitute. And the addict cannot be saved and cannot be helped by not running your business. You close that down, the addict's going to go to someone else. Now, for this guy, a professional fighter, to sit there and say that I should have some remorse for the addict or some control over what the addict does is embarrassing, because he is yet to turn the mirror on himself. He is an entertainer. He is fighting in the ring. He is providing entertainment for these millions of people around the world watching him. You think people don't bet, my G? You think people don't bet healthy amounts of money on your fights and hope that you win, and when you win, profit from it? Yeah, that's cool. Because the betting and the fight purses are linked. The fact that there's so much gambling involved and the fact that people bet is why you get paid in the fucking first place. And let me tell you something. The big money in the betting and the big money in the gambling doesn't come from the guys who you watch your fights and use this gambling service in a healthy way. No, it comes from the addicts, the degenerates, the people who cannot be helped. Every time you fight, somebody has lost everything he had. And for me to sit there, having done what I've done and having lived the life I lived, and say this fighter should feel remorse. This fighter is a bad example to men, because through his fight purses, he has scammed millions out of degenerate gamblers who cannot help themselves, would be false. You, sir, I have nothing but respect for. Good for you. You're a fighter. But you don't understand that you have opened the door for degenerates to lose every penny they have every time you put on those gloves, every time you lace up. And for you to lace up and say, you know what? If you want to be a critic of me, you want to be a critic of my brother? Okay, cool. Good. Then you do this, my friend. You say, I will fight for money at a much reduced fee as long as nobody in the world can gamble on my fights. That way I've protected everybody and I'm completely responsible, and I did not, no betting website scammed some gambler out of his cash. Don't, when you're in the entertainment business that bankrupts families and people because of their lack of self-discipline, don't you dare lecture me, little man, about what I've done in my past, because the addicts cannot be helped. I'll tell you what I do. You would lose all your fight contracts and all your sponsorships if you said something like, no one bet, no one gamble on fights. No, everyone stop it. You got into the octagon. Thanks for watching me. Got into the boxing ring. Thanks for watching me. But don't ever gamble and don't bet. You'd lose every contract you have. I come along. Even when I was running my webcam studio years ago, I would do podcasts about the ins and outs of it and advise young men never to partake in these activities. Do not lecture me. I'm talking to 2 or 3 people. You probably know who you are. You'll probably see this. I don't give a shit.
Years before his rise to prominence, Top G Eka Cobra operated a webcam business. He self-admittedly employed women for his webcam business.
Females earning money online So I have girls who work for me via OnlyFans, girl who work for me via webcam platforms. So basically I have a webcam studio.
Set up accounts for them, coached them to sell sob stories to men online, and thereby secured significant sums of money from men who needed attention. While the G did nothing, the Matrix regularly tries to find out dirt on him to shut down everything he's standing for. Coming back to Sean, his hate for Andrew Tate goes a long way back. Frankly speaking, both parties are in their right. So who do you guys think is right? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for keeping up to date with daily Tate updates.